Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Samuels. I want to talk to you today about something I see happen constantly in couples work. And I say this with compassion because I understand exactly why it happens. You're in recovery, you're doing the work. And when you look at your partner and see what your actions have cost them, the most natural, the most human thing is to say, I'm sorry. And you mean it every time. But here's what I need you to hear. Your apologies are not rebuilding trust, not because they aren't sincere, not because you aren't a person who genuinely feels remorse, but because an apology, no matter how heartfelt, is the wrong tool for the job you're trying to do. And until you understand why, you're going to keep reaching for it and keep being confused when it doesn't work. Here is what an apology actually does. It says, I know what I did. I feel terrible about it. And that matters. I'm not telling you to stop acknowledging the harm you caused, but notice what an apology is doing. It's looking backward. It's addressing the past. And your partner's nervous system is not living in the past. It's living right now, in this moment, scanning for one thing. Is it safe? Has something actually changed? Your apology doesn't answer that question. It can't, because that question can only be answered by what happens next and next again. Your partner doesn't need another window into your guilt. They need evidence of your transformation. And evidence, by its nature, takes time to accumulate. There's something else I want you to understand. When you apologize without meaning to, you're placing a burden on your partner. You're asking them to receive your remorse, to respond to it, to do something with it. And you're doing that at precisely the moment when they have the least capacity to carry anything extra. This is what I call the apology trap. It feels like repair. It looks like repair. It has all the emotional weight of repair, but it doesn't do what repair actually requires. So, what does repair actually look like? I want to be specific because this isn't abstract. Shifting from apology based repair to action based repair doesn't mean you go quiet. It doesn't mean you stop being emotionally present. It means you start generating something your partner can actually use. Observable, consistent evidence that something has changed. What does that look like day to day? It looks like sharing your location before your partner asks, not as a performance, but because you understand why it matters. It looks like making your electronics completely transparent. Open devices, shared passwords, no private accounts. Not as punishment, as the deliberate dismantling of the infrastructure that made your secret life possible. It looks like attending your therapy, your group, making sponsor calls, not so you can report back and earn points, but so consistently that it simply becomes who you are. And it looks like this. Your partner asked you for the 15th time, where were you on Tuesday afternoon? And instead of sighing, instead of saying, I already told you, you answer the question, simply, patiently, as though it were the first time, because for their nervous system, it might as well be. Action-based repair asks something harder than an apology. It asks you to sustain a new way of being when no one is watching, when no crisis is pressing you, and when your partner isn't thanking you for it because they're not ready yet. I want to name something that is going to happen if it hasn't already. There will be stretches when you are doing the work, staying sober, being transparent, showing up every single day, and your partner is still triggered, still asking the same questions, still looking at you with doubt. And you will feel, understandably, that your effort isn't being seen. That feeling is one of the clearest signs that you are doing this right. Here's why. What you're feeling is the absence of the reward you used to seek, the apology accepted, the moment of reconciliation, the relief of the conflict resolving. Action-based repair doesn't give you that, at least not on your timeline. What it gives you instead is something more durable, body of evidence, laid down quietly, that your partner's nervous system can eventually begin to read, not their mind, their nervous system, their body. Bodies learn slowly, especially bodies that have been trained by trauma to stay on alert. Your partner's ongoing pain is not a verdict on your recovery. It's a measure of the depth of their wound. You did not create that wound in a day. It will not heal in a day. And every time you show up anyway, without resentment, without withdrawing, without demanding recognition, you're laying down one more piece of the evidence that will eventually shift things. I wish you well.